Hi guys, Lewis here for this week's version of Piranha Bytes. So I'll get straight to it like I normally do. Batgirls issue 1. I've been looking forward to this for a couple of months because, I love Batgirl as a character, and not just one of them. I just like the mythos and the mantle in general. Like Barbara Gordon's great, but Stephanie and Cassandra also bring like their own flavors to it. So I really enjoy like sort of what each character adds and what flavor they bring to that mantle. So I love Batgirl, and seeing all three of them in one book is really cool. It's Becky Cloonan as well. I really like her work more often than not. Her Punisher's really underrated if you've not checked that out. The art's a bit ropey, I will admit. So I'm on board for Cloonan, put it that way. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's got almost like a sitcom, like Friends flavour to it. Like all the three Batgirls move into one apartment and start kicking ass. That's pretty much it. Lot of fun. If you want like a nice, light-hearted switch-off read, it's really good for that. And at this early stage, that already brings me to my From the Vault pick. Because if we're speaking of fun runs and Batgirl, have to mention this. Batgirl of Burnside. This stuff was awesome when it came out. I have fond memories of this because I remember a friend recommended it when we were working in one of our shops together. And I looked at him really funny, like, sure, okay. And he's like, no, take it home tonight, read it, and come back. And then I did, and I was forced to admit I was wrong. And I come back, that was awesome. So I really enjoyed this book. It's got kind of, I almost liken it to what they've done with Archie when Mark Waid kind of rebooted it. So they've really, like, Batgirl was already relatively modern anyway. She's surrounded by technology, but even like this, she's taking a selfie with a smartphone, stuff like that. So they definitely modernize the character and bring her into like at least the mid-2010s, whenever this run started, I can't remember. But yeah, a lot of fun. So for Batgirl readers out there, anyone that wants to check out more of the character, it's a perfect jump on point as well. Because it starts from a number 1, you don't need to know anything else. And yeah, hell of a lot of fun, really fun ride. And the other one I've read from this week, because I had to, because I'm me, Robin and Batman, because it's by my man Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. This is really cool. I really liked the first issue already, and the second one was way better than that. You get some really interesting moments, like Robin meeting the Justice League for the first time, because he's already learning the ins and outs of how Batman operates, so he's now kind of almost graduating a little to, that level. We meet Superman for the first time, which of course is going to be a crowd pleaser for me. But he also meets who would become the Teen Titans as well for the first time. And there's some backhanded and shady stuff going on, because of course there is with Batman, but I'll say no more because I don't want to spoil it. But yeah, definitely worth the read. Next up, Hulk issue 2. Now I've got to admit with this one, I'm still not sure what I thought of the first issue. I've not read this yet, but I'm willing to persevere because it's Donny Cates. More often than not, he delivers. In fact, I'm trying to think of a time he hasn't delivered, and I mean, let me know in any comments or whatever if there's a time you think Donny Cates has failed on a book or whatever, but from my memory right now, I can't think of anything. So if you are a fan, that's even better, but if you weren't, I would advise sticking with it, because I definitely am. And I'm not a fan of Otley generally, but this is, like, not this issue in particular, but just the run. It's probably the best art I've seen from him. So yeah, that's another reason to stay on board, because that's enjoyable. Next up, Jupiter's Legacy Requiem issue 6. I've been waiting for this. I want it all out as one, and then I'll kind of binge it, because that's how I read the other Jupiter's Legacies. I read them in trade. And I personally think Jupiter's Legacy is Mark Millar's best work. So seeing more of that, I'm always down for that. I'm always up for that, whatever you want to put it. But the art's interesting, because it's, I mean, like on Jupiter's Circle, they didn't use Quietly either. But the first, I can't remember how many issues he was on for, but when Tommy Lee Edwards was on this, he was smashing it. I loved his art. But probably career best art I'd seen from him. Not sure if it suited the book necessarily, because it's a radical shift from Quietly. But that was enjoyable. So I read the first issue, and just to see, I wanted to check it out, and I'm impatient and whatever. But now I've decided to read the whole thing. But yeah, that's another one to check out if you're already on it. For Mark Millar fans, it's the best thing he's done in my opinion. Next up, we have King Spawn, issue 5. And yeah, so Spawn seems to be getting his whole universe ramping up now, because obviously he's got the main title, King Spawn, Gunslinger Spawn, got Scorched coming out soon. I think that's next month. So all you Spawn fans, look out for that. And yeah, like, I'm not the biggest Spawn fan, don't dislike him either, but what's really commendable at the moment with what McFarlane's doing is he's getting top quality creators on these books. I really like Sean Lewis. So, you know, he's writing King Spawn. I can't remember who's on the others. He's got Brett Booth doing Gunslinger. I think he's one of my favourite artists. And yeah, I know not a lot of people agree, but I don't care. So yeah, that's the latest instalment of the Spawn saga, if you like. Check it out. Now, into Spidey's universe. Amazing Spider-Man 81. Yeah, when I read this, I'm going to be doing it in trades, but when I read the first issue and whatever, I liked this. It's Saladin Ahmed on this, actually, who really good, really underrated writer, actually. His Miles Morales stuff has been great. Yeah, so I don't see why this would be any different. It'd be really good. And it's I said when it first came out, it's refreshing to have a jump on point for Spider-Man. Because one thing I feel they do is they kind of lock the character up for too long. Like Dan Slott was on the book for what, 8 or 9 years maybe? Nick Spencer was on it for 3-ish. We need more frequent jump on points, because I don't, especially if you're Marvel and that's your biggest character, I don't know why you're locking him up for so long. So yeah, good to have a jump on point for Spidey. And then finally, Wastelanders Wolverine issue 1. I don't recognise the creators, but I always encourage people to check out new creators, because they could be the next, you know, Jeff Johns or Frank Miller or whatever. But it's the Old Man Logan universe stuff. And I'm a massive fan of that. I think Old Man Logan's the best Wolverine story ever. The ongoing that they did with Jeff Lemire and then taken over by Ed Brisson was amazing as well. Ignore the Bendis bit, because that was just pointless. I hate to say that, because I love Bendis, but he's been in decline for some time. So yeah, for fans of Old Man Logan and all that, check that out as well. And that's about it from me. For a comprehensive list of everything that's out this week, check out Dave's newsletter. And that's me signing off till next week. So take care, guys.
Piranha, white, white, white. Piranha, piranha, white, white, white. Piranha, piranha.